And for RO and the Resonate Network as well, there's a push for more women to consider a career in engineering as Australia faces a looming skills gap. Well, we know there's a big skills shortage in a number of areas. This is one of them. There are 70,000 engineers expected to retire by 2036. Christine Hemans has gone from being the only woman on site in the oil and gas fields of regional Queensland to encouraging more women to get into the field, and now leads a project engineering team in South Queensland. And Christine joins me on the line now. G'day, Christine.
Good afternoon.
What made you want to get into engineering in the first place?
Oh, I think we get inspired by various things all around us, but I had a dad who was an engineer himself, and so I had that from upbringing and just the showing of curiosity in all things around us. So instead of playing with Barbie dolls, my parents ended up getting me a lot of Lego, and that got me going real quick.
Yeah, I bet it did. Now, there's so many different areas in engineering. What's your specialty with engineering?
I chose electrical engineering, majoring in power and energy systems.
Wow, that's a growth industry, I'd reckon.
It is, and it's exciting to work in. Funny enough, when I first graduated, I didn't actually go into the power industry. I went into oil and gas, but made my way back around into that power energy infrastructure space. Yeah,
and how much of a need is there at the moment for more engineers, full stop, in the country?
With the current climate and with the knowledge that by, 2036, we're expecting around 70,000 engineers to be out of the workforce, I think we do have a major skills gap right now. And we do need more engineers. If we can get more female engineers, even better. But we do need more engineers, full stop, within the industry to manage where we're trying to head as a nation.
Yeah. What was it like for you being the only woman on site earlier in your career? Now tell us about what it was like being out where you were working.
Oh, I was on a site, Condabri, for oil and gas. And in that time, I had literally spent my first week out on site. And I'd noticed when you go out that you're literally the only woman walking around. When you need a bathroom, you've got to ask specifically where is the nearest one. Into it. It wasn't like you could just go to the portaloo that was sitting there. So it was very, very different. And one of the questions I did ask early on within my career is like, where are all the women? Like, what is going on? Because they weren't visible on site. And so in asking the questions, the company I was with at the time buddied me up with other women that are on other sites that are actually trying to do the same thing I was doing. And so I think we exist is just one in 100 that you see once in a while.
And why do you think that is the thing, that there's fewer women than men in engineering? Is there still a perception that it's a male-dominated field? I haven't smashed that one down yet?
That's a classic. That one has been around for quite a bit of time. I do think people still have the perspective that engineering is a male-dominated field, because for the most part it is. For the majority of our time, it has been an industry that you rarely see women in. I mean, look at engineering courses in universities right now, have way more women than previous years would have seen, and it's something that we're constantly trying to bring up and have conversations about, because the more we can encourage younger women from primary school age to consider it as an option for themselves, the more we will see more women in the room for university courses, which means we'll see more graduates of engineering. The other component is we've got to make the field more welcoming for women as well. So there are conversations that are being had and have been had for years now, but I think overall perspectives are changing, and we're getting that cultural change that we need within that engineering and specifically within the construction space. Because you can be an engineer and work from a completely different industry as well. You don't have to go specifically into construction.
Oh, so you can change around a bit and move around a bit once you're in?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I think the big part that is not regularly communicated is the fact that you can have that move around. Because at a certain age, you're more comfortable and confident on site because you've got that physical ability to be on site. But after you hit a certain point in time, and biology tells us that women get pregnant, at some point in your life, you're going to need that office or maybe the work from home option. So I think in having those flexibilities coming up within the industry, we are seeing that the industry is becoming more and more an option for women to remain all the way through their career, not just for a particular stage of their career.
And I guess it's a skill and that is transferable as well anywhere internationally.
Engineering, I suppose,
Yeah.
100%. I think every single country will need an engineer at some point. So regardless of who you are, where you work, we've got people working in Australia who are coming from Pakistan, Indonesia. I myself, I'm from Ghana, so it's like you get people from different parts of the world coming in. But as well, if you want to go live overseas, that option will always exist.
Okay, well, before we let you go, if we've got any women listening or mums or any grandparents listening thinking, oh, yeah, I might have a chat to the kids about this, what would your advice be for young women considering chasing a career in engineering?
I think for me, it's more so around consider your options, consider your interests, ask yourself what you're passionate about, ask yourself what things that you are interested in. We are making a shift towards that renewable space with my current company, Zinfra. We are making a massive shift towards that renewable energy space. And the big thing for us is, as a country, as an organisation, as a global person, we know that by 2050, we've got targets we want to meet. We want to try and hit that net zero target. For our own environment, for our own well-being in the overall scheme of things. And so it's what career allows me those opportunities to make a direct impact. And I think engineering is one of those careers where you will always have an impact regardless of what it is that you're doing. And you would always be able to have that joy of knowing that you influenced something that made the next generation's life a lot better than what we are currently experiencing.
Excellent to chat with you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Bill.
Lovely to chat with Christine Hemas there, project engineering. She's been on a project engineering team. She's obviously a very talented engineer, and there are jobs of the future there, most definitely.